Mic check 1 2 1 2. Hello, welcome to WTOL 11 News on WTOL 11 Plus. Thanks so much for joining us online. I'm Tatiana Cash, and we have a lot to get to today. But first, it was a hot day, so let's talk with Chief Weather Meteorologist Chris Vickers.
Well, we felt the heat build through the course of the holiday weekend, and our early September heat is going to continue as we go into Labor Day. High is going to be into the 90s. We expect that may continue through Wednesday of the week ahead. So what to plan for on your Labor Day? The sunshine is going to be back. The hot feel is going to stick around, and it will turn noticeably more humid. Highs up into the lower 90s. Southwest winds will be breezy at times, 10 to 20 miles per hour. And keep that in mind if you're out there toward Lake Erie. We'll be closer to the upper 80s toward the Lake Erie Erie shores, lots of sunshine and warm weather. Waves 1 to 2 feet. If you're thinking boating is going to be in your future for Monday, and those waves will be fairly calm much of the day. Southwest winds 10 to 15 knots and lake water temperature right around 73 degrees. So a preview of what's ahead for the week ahead. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Those are all days that are going to be closer to the lower 90s. The heat and humidity will be around, but a chance of some showers and storms comes into the area midweek, and that's going to turn us cooler late week and into the upcoming weekend. We'll have more on your full forecast coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Chris. Now we have an update to a story we've been tracking this weekend. 2 men wanted in Monroe, Michigan for robbery, carjacking, and a murder investigation were arrested last night by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. Troopers say they tried to pull the men over in Monroe but were unsuccessful. There was a police chase, and then the pair ended up in the ditch off of State Route 15 in Hancock County. Eventually, both the men were arrested, but not after troops shot and wounded the driver. This was after one of them shot at police. Now, coming up tonight on WTOL 11 at 11, Christy Gerlette is working to get us more information on what exactly is going on with this case. And then when it comes to the details of the 2 men being arrested by troopers, hospital in recovery is being shot by troopers. Oh, goodness, there we go. The other 44-year-old Ronnie Lee Oliver from Ann Arbor, he's being charged with 3 felonies related to the chase, including aggravated felonious assault and failure to comply. Oliver was booked into Hancock County Justice Center today. Now, an update to news you'll only see here on WTOL 11. On Saturday, family and friends held a candlelight vigil for 18-year-old Jalen Petrowski, who was shot and killed in South Toledo on Saturday. Toledo police say she was shot in the chest and died near her home on Langdon Street, and officers have arrested a 16-year-old suspect, charging them with her murder. Music legend Jimmy Buffett died at 76 years old. The Margaritaville singer, known for his tropical folk tunes, has Buffett superfans or parrot heads across the globe toasting to him, of course, this weekend. And so one of those superfans is actually here in Toledo. Our Christy Gerlette actually met up with him and got a tour of his Margaritaville cave. Take a look.
Well, it has a Hawaiian theme, but it's sort of in keeping with the Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville theme that we've established down here in our little man cave. I got my attack flamingo down here in case anybody wanders too close. Most of them are Buffett related. Most of them purchased in Key West, many of them from his store in Key West on Duval. When we'd go to a Buffett concert, we would put this sign on the dash of the car on the inside. And a lot of other folks had them as well, just as a very polite reminder, this is our spot and we're parrot heads. My wife and I attended 31 Jimmy Buffett shows, 31 concerts over the years until we lost her. And each concert we would buy a t-shirt. And so she finally assembled them all into this quilt as almost like a journal. A sewn together journal of all of our travels to see Jimmy Buffett.
Nibbling on sponge cake.
I started back in 1984 at an amphitheater outside in Mountain View, California. And I'll never forget it because it poured down rain all day. I saw him in Detroit many times. I saw him in Akron at Blossom Music Theater several times, at Riverbend in Cincinnati, Post-Gazette Pavilion in Pittsburgh. Jimmy Buffett concert experience was incredible. I mean, I've been to a lot of concerts over the years, other performers, and enjoyed them. But there was something special about going to a Buffett show. Yeah, everyone's connected to this one man and his wonderful music, and I think that's his legacy. And I really regret that I won't get to see him perform anymore. But I'm comforted by the fact I can play his music anytime.
Arm up a porch swing. Smell those shrimp, here beginning to boil.
All right, of course, Margaritaville, one of Jimmy Buffett's most famous songs, is also It's 5 o'clock somewhere. So it got us thinking, is it really? So to answer this, we did some research, and by law, the United States and its dependencies allows it to be 5 o'clock 9 times a day because of time zones. If you're talking worldwide, it is technically 5 o'clock somewhere every single minute of every single day. Scientific America says all of the time zones in the world actually start and stop at the North Pole. So in a sense, it is technically always 5 o'clock somewhere, and at the North Pole, you could drink all the time. Today, local authors came together to meet and greet with the community in Perrysburg. Gathering Volumes of Rust and Glass and the Northwest Ohio Teen Book Festival hosted a big old author fair and a parking lot party. There were over 20 local authors displaying their books in numerous genres, including horror, fantasy, nonfiction, everything else in between. The goal is to support local authors while getting their work in the hands of the community.
I got sucked into the table event life. I love it, being out here and just talking books with people that like books, because it's a dying thing and I don't get it, and it shouldn't be, because it's books. Everybody loves them. And they say, hey, we're doing one in Perrysburg. I'm like, I'm in. I'm always in.
Now, if you missed today's event, it's okay. You can actually find many of the books which were locally written in stores as well as online, which allows you to continue to support community writing. The Ohio EPA regulates open burning in the state of Ohio, and to help everyone know what's what, the EPA actually stopped by the Fulton County Fair today at the fire station to give information as well as some one-on-one guidance on the rules and regulations of open burning. Now, there have been some issues when it comes to open trash and leaf burning, which has become more common, so the EPA wants to help those folks do it safe and legally.
Our goal is to provide education for the citizens of Ohio and give them an outlet, so if they need more information, they can call us and we can help them understand the rules, and if they can burn, have them burn legally.
They did give some examples of items you shouldn't burn, which includes tires, don't do that, household trash, don't do that, and plastic, none of that. All right, now last year, Governor Mike DeWine signed a proclamation making September Brain Aneurysm Awareness Month. And one local family is aiming to raise awareness in their community after losing their loved one, Diana Worley, back in 2021. There are burgundy ribbons which can be seen all over Shoreland Avenue and throughout the neighborhood where the family lived. And the goal is to let people know the warning signs, as it can be very sudden.
I hope one day that there's a scan that, everybody will be able to go have to check for a brain aneurysm. And I'm hoping that the government will allow more funding for the research for it.
Early detection and treatment can be life-saving. There are some symptoms like sudden and severe headaches, nausea, and blurred vision. New tonight, with Monday being Labor Day, it's important to actually realize the holiday is actually considered the official start to election season. And since it's the last major holiday before the November election, Mike Zicker with the Wood County Democratic Party says candidates are raising money and have been recruiting volunteers all summer, all to get ready for the big push to Election Day.
You're doing all of the behind-the-scenes stuff so that you can really focus on voter contact from Labor Day on until Election Day.
Early voting is going to begin in Ohio on October 11th, and Election Day is November 7th. Now, let's talk weather.
Well, I hope you've been having a fantastic Labor Day weekend. Hi there, I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Vickers. We look at clear skies to start our Labor Day morning, right around the upper 60s and lower 70s. And it's going to be another day that is going to have abundant sunshine. We'll go climbing through the mid 80s right around lunchtime. If you have those picnic or barbecue plans, or you're planning on heading out toward the Fulton County Fair, it is going to be a hot one. Highs are going to sneak up into the lower 90s. And let's put that into perspective as far as Labor Day heat. Our forecast is calling for 92 degrees. It is going to be just shy of record warmth, but it'll be very close. 92 degrees with the heat and humidity. It's going to feel like it. Now, on Labor Day in recorded history, we've seen 94 degrees, and that's 3 times most recently back in 1973. Let's talk the hour-by-hour forecast. It's going to stay warm and humid tonight. Lows dip back into the upper 60s and low 70s. And as we start our Labor Day off, we're going to reach very quickly back into the lower 90s. It is going to be just shy of record warmth. And if you check that out, we'll have abundant amounts of sunshine expected through the afternoon. It's a Tuesday morning, still going to be a warm, humid start to the day, close to 70 degrees. And I expect Tuesday we're going to be easily up into the lower 90s. Then we'll welcome back the chance of some scattered showers and storms. And we're going to see that in our hour-by-hour forecast. Dry weather for Monday, likely to stay dry as we go into Tuesday as well. So the stretch of dry weather has been persisting. But here we go into Wednesday. First chance of some scattered showers or a few rumbles of thunder. I expect they're going going to be hit or miss chances of some showers and storms. Nothing that's going to be widespread or soaking, but it will usher in what we expect to be some cooler weather by the time we reach the end of the upcoming work week. Your Labor Day forecast, 92 degrees. It could be a more humid feeling day, sunny, hot weather. And if you've got the picnics or barbecues planned or some of the Labor Day parades, I do expect you to need that sunscreen and the ability to stay cool. Southwest winds will pick up 10 to 20 miles per hour. That keeps things fairly calm, though, out there toward Lake Erie. We'll be closer to the upper 80s if you're around the Lake Erie shores. Sunshine, warm weather, waves 1 to 2 feet in those southwest winds, 10 to 15 knots on Lake Erie. Our extended 10-day forecast as we look through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we're looking at lower 90s that will be expected. Chance of scattered showers and storms comes in on Wednesday and into Thursday, and eventually that's going to break the pattern down, ushering in some cooler conditions. Mid-80s on Thursday, lower 80s, and turning less humid as we get into Friday. And then by the time we get toward next weekend, we've got that early outlook, upper 70s to near 80 degrees expected for Saturday and Sunday. And the majority then of that 10-day forecast beyond the next few days will turn considerably cooler, a little bit closer to average for early September, with highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s to round out our 10-day forecast.
All right, thanks, Chris. Now, thank you so much for joining us here on WTOL 11 on WTOL 11 Plus. Of course, if you want to catch us a little bit later on tonight, we will be on after NCIS Los Angeles. Appreciate it wholeheartedly. Hope to see you then. Good night.